How you guys doing? Just getting through my dessert. Okay. This is not toilet lime. This is delicious. What is this? Banana, really fake strawberry milkshake, and unflavored whey protein, and PB2. Always PB2. I should email them and ask them to sponsor me. Every time they make like a fake strawberry milkshake or vanilla or whatever, they make it so heinously sweet. Fudge, who wants that? Who wants the sweet taste of diabetes? Anyway, we'll see. Where did we leave off last? Hello, Londa, how you going? Oh yeah, we're working on getting a test running. So I could just test this code by running it, but I feel like that kind of breeds bad habits. So instead, before we run the code, we're gonna write test and make sure the tests are working. Good, London. How are you doing? Okay. Where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. We are going to... I'm going to close down the AFK project, though. I want to do something with that, but not that. We don't need a second runtime. Okay, here we are. So we can evaluate the blueprints. Now, we need to get a component in there. Is that... What am I doing? I mean, what are you doing? Yes. Okay, so last stream was very unproductive. We did the stream for nonsense content, but now I'm going to veto all these conversations that has ranging from Spanish abortion to exercise science, all right? We're going straight into programming and we're going to stay there like the wretched programmers we are, okay? And so on that note, let's see if we can produce a little bit of the old code, right? So we're supposed to do this. Actually, we can probably. This is what we want. So what is it that we need? We need a widget ID and a state ID. Oh, cucumbers. How do we get that without registering components, right? Okay, this is a bigger issue than I thought, which I guess is why I struggled to put it together. And I forgot to make tea. And I forgot my phone as well. All right, well, we're just going to have to go with this. I have 2,000 steps today. This is bad. Okay, none of that. I think everyone does, Bilka. The only thing that really interests me about Axum is their handlers. I want to do another attempt at unpacking that one at some point, because that code is not easy to follow. If you looked at the event handler code for Exum, you know what I'm talking about. So we solved the first step of parsing this thing. We just don't have any components. Now, if we were to treat this as a component where the component doesn't exist, this will fail. So we need to register a component with this thing. But technically, we don't even need that. Well, we kind of do, because we need to call this. This is what I'm interested in. So we need node for this. So we need to get that out. We need values. Okay. And we need attribute storage. But attribute storage we already have access to. You know what? We don't. Okay. This is all wrong. This is all wrong. Why is this wrong? Because actually it might not be wrong. No, it's not wrong. Everything's fine. Shh. Okay. Yes. I think. No, it's not. Because of the damn context. All right, we need a better test than this. All right, so for that to work, we need to get rid of crap. All right, and what is crap? Testing is crap. Delete all this code. All right, there you go. All is well again. All right, let's get rid of this nonsense. We are gonna go and look at the attributes test here. Finally, we have to implement this thing. All right, is this running? Yeah, it is. Now we gotta fill this up with something. So let's look at the basics of these tests. Sure, Wiry, I gotta get this finished. I don't have to get this finished. I really want to get this finished. I want to move on. I want to release this thing. I want to start other projects. I want to focus on the YouTube channel. But damn, this thing is taking time. All right, so we got a build, and then what can we do after that? We can do a... Hello, Prevan. How you going, mate? How you doing? Do they actually have any evidence showing the Postgres is slow? Hello, SM. Nope. Oh, Londo, that is definitely on the menu. I feel like that's like the easiest thing to do, so I haven't started that yet. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. So that's an interesting question, though, or it's not a question, but it's an interesting topic. So if someone is arguing against you, whose job is it to prove the truth, right? I would say that if you claim that a message queue is faster than a database, you should have to prove that. Assuming we're talking about using a message queue as a database. Now, if you were to turn around and you say, no, Postgres is a better message queue than Rabbit, then I would like to see the person making that claim prove that instead. Okay, so we want to be able to verify certain things here. See, we have this query here, and that looks suspiciously like the query code I want to write. So can we just put a query in here somewhere? Well, that seems suspiciously like something we already tried to do here. Okay. Okay. Why isn't this working? The question then becomes, Priven, is it... Oh, hello. Ah. We had issues with too many queues in Rabbit, and I asked, can we increase? And I don't know. I don't understand how you do that. But hello, Baggo. Well, one thing does not mean another thing, but I would say that if you're making a claim that is contradictory to popular opinion, unfortunately, that's on you to prove it. So if someone says that it's faster to use RabbitMQ than it is to use Postgres, then I think maybe you have to prove that. Wow. I'm trolling here. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's another thing, the Priven, right? If someone is really keen on their pride, then let them have it, right? Just let them have their pride, and they'll be a lot easier to work with, right? The issue is not Rabbit, it's the person. Too right, SM. They can't accept that they built something stupid. Wow. Okay. I have been in this very situation myself with a company once. This is usually what happens. Let me make a prediction, Privan. This person worked in isolation for a prolonged period of time. Okay. When you're the only engineer, I say only because you're not smart enough to hire more people, or maybe you are, but you don't have the funding for it. When you're alone working on something, are you somehow the brother of? If this is my brother, I'll be very impressed. We don't look anything alike. I have no idea who this person is. They are a team, but you keep referring to it as the person, not the team. But yeah, so I worked for a company where an engineer had basically dug himself so deep into a hole, and I get it, right? That they couldn't get out. And honestly, you have my sympathy. If this is you, I understand you, okay? Please don't push your shit on me, but I understand you, right? So you come into this company, and these people, they're like the smartest guy. Like, oh, we did it this way, and they can reason about it as much as they want, but the software is slow and bad. But instead of tearing them asunder, try to be helpful. He owns the service. Well, if he owns the service, you can't do much. It's their service, right? It's his service. He owns it. It's got his name on it and everything. It's got a little plaque on his desk. It says, my service. So yeah. There's not a lot you can do there. Have you seen my YouTube channel though? It's like 500 subscribers. Why aren't you subscribing to my YouTube channel, by the way? Because I have one video. Sheesh. All right. Well, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right. Okay. So let's go to our attribute test. And we're going to do this to see, okay, so that actually ran. Okay. Can we do this query business here then, right? Query, and we get a state and some elements. And does that work? No, there's no dot query. No, it's with query. Okay, it takes 2 arguments. All right, I'll give you an argument. What do you want? You want the state ID? Okay, right. I don't know what the state ID is going to be. 0 into, all right. What do I know, right? I guess it's because we're going to have access to a state. So I should do, right? Expect a clause that takes 1 argument. Really? Wait, what is it? Okay, so this looks like what I want, but I'm getting something else, right? So okay, there we are, right? See, now I think you're gonna do the opposite, right? When you're dealing with people, is it your counter pride that's getting in the way, right? But how about addressing them as they want to be addressed instead? I said, listen, you're clearly very smart because you write Haskell and you're like neighbors with Bartosz, right? Could you explain to me how this thing works? Or like, can we get this thing to do this instead because we need this? Can you do that? Instead of saying, your code is shit, you're a piece of and, you know, win them over with some kindness instead, right? Oh, you know, just stab them when they're not looking. Yeah, reverse psychology, right? It's like when you talk to streamers, man. They have fragile egos. You gotta be calm. That's a good choice of word, right? This might be the last stream today, though, right? That we're doing. And I don't know how long it's gonna be. I want to catch up with some peoples too. I've been in my own little blark, my own little dark hole. I need to take my unexpecting friends and unload on them. Okay. I saw you streaming the other day, Londo. You're very much a streamer, whether you want to or not. You know, Londo. You know, some people might even call you an influencer or a content creator. All right. I want you to think about that, Londo. Next time you meet like your mother-in-law or someone who's slightly older than you and isn't like really into computers, and they ask you, what do you do? Tell them you're an influencer or a content creator. I just go with, I'm just a programmer, man. What a weird song. Okay. So for each first, as we do a tree for each, we get the layout context. Oh, Nelly, where's the function even used? So we're gonna have elements here that's gonna look like what? Like this guy. Elements, okay. Probably once a couple of lifetimes or 2, yeah. Performing Video Monkey? I can get behind that. Song is wet. Are you talking about that from like a synthesizer's perspective? Synthesizer. Hedge pretty much everything, right? We're just working on improvements now in preparation for the next release. So most things are there. There's some bug fixes about to go up as well. And then I think we're done, Burger. Perform a state changing operation. Okay, that seems like a weird thing to say, but okay. You know, my thoughts and prayers goes out to these people because they are living in a world and fostering a world where software has no retention, right? There's no sustainability in the software, right? Not retention. So there's like the software is as ephemeral as the containers they run it in, right? So they never learn how to maintain and understand other people's code or projects. Instead, they're spending the days dealing with bleeding edge issues, right? And I think that's sad. Okay, so what's this filter business? It's a layout filter. What's a layout filter? Filter of widgets that are excluded. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, we need that one. So what's happening in here then? We need to get we need to get elements. So this is just doing a layout. This looks dumb. I think this code is wrong. I think this code is doing this. And if the function was never written. There we go. So we got the state. We can leave this in because the debugging thing is really useful. I should come back to this next time I find some magical bug that we need to dump the state. Right? That bit shifting thing yesterday was pretty wild. What a mistake I've done there. Whew. I don't think that would be interesting. Oh man, you start to sound like my wife now. What would you expect from that, Enrico? Like, what would you expect from such a video? So my next video, I don't want it to be specifically technical. I want it to be a little bit more esoteric. But the video after that, we should go with technical, right? Okay, so we got the state. We need to build up the other thing. And I think the other thing depends on components, don't it? But there's nothing there. This is literally a static website. There's nothing there. I think you don't know what you want. And let me tell you why I say that. Because I think that you want to see that, but then you will realize that, hang on, I want to deal with some dynamic data. I want to deal with form posts. Oh, hang on, I want to deal with storage of data. Now I want to deal with databases. So I think we're gonna, and then you're gonna be like, okay, now I want some flashy stuff on the front end. So now we have to deal with, well, if we're not doing JavaScript, some leptos or whatever, right? Not anymore, carbs. We fixed them. You can be a static website. You can be a website, baby. I kind of feel like at this point, wouldn't you have read so much about Axiom that you got a deep grasp of it? I guess I'm just terrible and confused. All right, so we need attribute storage and we need elements. But we don't have a component. I know, SM. Are you doing too many things, maybe? Oh, hello, camera. All right, the camera says bye. Come back, camera. You can do it. There we are, right? Okay, so context. This is what we need. We have a state ID. We still don't have a component to interact with, but maybe we don't need to, right? Can we just compose this to get the children of it? All right. So if we can get the node and the values, then we should be golden, shouldn't we? So we have the state. Right? Okay, I did not want that. See, there is more that you want. Hydration with a Y. It's just a front end word. I've heard it in other contexts, but it's been a long time since I heard it. So hydration of values and such, and then there was like a period when no one used that in computing anymore, and then it came up again in the world of front end, and it just means to fill up your values and shit, right? I just need to restart my camera and it's fine. Okay, so we need to get a node. Then we get a node from a path here. So maybe we just pass in the root then. And for that, the fun guy. Welcome, Raider. How you doing? Raid! We're here to raid. How you? Doing good. Happy to hear it. Oh, we did not love the 0 into here. Okay, so how are we dealing with state elsewhere then? That's a use size. Oh. Okay, great. That's better. Music software. Oh, nice. Hello, Capes. How you doing, buddy? Okay, hang on. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Hoping you have a VOD out there, right? Let's have a look. No? No videos. You don't store your VODs then? Or return type is not a unit. Ah, we can just return self. Can't find value attribute storage. Ooh, Nelly. Where does the attribute storage come from? Do we have that on self? Yes. Still not right. Can't find the tree. Is that gonna be self.tree? Yeah, it is. It ran. VODs are uploaded. All right, let's try again. Let's go to Twitch. Videos. There we go. Nope. No videos. All right, let me click on your name to make sure we get to the right place. Nope. Okay, let's panic in here. Ah, that didn't work, did it? Oh, yeah. But can you not see them if you go into settings and you go on the content and maybe video producer? You should be able to see your videos. Oh, you do see them? Interesting. Okay, let's see. How can we get this thing going? Let's add this into the pile, though. But this should... Why isn't this triggering? That's why. All right, let's try it one last time. Hey, there we go. Working on a tracker. Let's have a look. That's a massive piece of text right there. Let's have a look. Trackers are so cool. Godot is really, really cool, isn't it? It's so insane how good it is for what you get for free. Is there no audio? Hello, Temporis. How you doing? I'm guessing this is like a chat something rather, or what have you. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like when you get some elements in there. Scrobbling a little here. There we go, back into Godot. I thought. Is this not the last VOD? Whoops, sorry. I think this was the last one. Or do you mean the one before this? The one before this one. There we go. Got some OBS there. Ah, there you go, chat. That's what that is. Oh, you don't have a microphone. You actually chat. Gotcha. That makes sense. Ah, nice. Oh, man, I'll keep an eye on this thing. That's cool. That's cool. Miceless, faceless. Yeah. Okay, so we're trying to find the root, but the root doesn't exist yet, even though we're clearly calling build. We're evaluating the blueprints into the tree. This is kind of wild, man. I'm guessing for music stuff, yeah, I do the same thing. There's the music you hear here is not it's not on YouTube or any of that. So whenever I'm vibing to some music on YouTube, there's just me sitting here with no sound. People have mentioned in the past that like you can add like an audio track, but honestly, I don't think anyone cares or looks at these things even. So, okay, we're calling build on this. So why is it not actually building it? What is it that we're passing in? A state. Okay. That is, maybe it's because there are no, that's not it. It's this. There is nothing there. Okay, let's just panic out the tree then. So this should panic now. Yeah. All right, it's there. There is a node in here. So why is this thing not working? There's a node here. Is there a path on this node? Next ID, none, inner occupied. Oh, it's at 0? Of course it is. Oh my god, you big dummy. Yes, thank you. Right, so the root is not a node. There we go. GDB. No, we don't even need GDB for this. We just got ourselves some elements to work with now, don't we? All right. But this is not what we're interested in. We're interested in mutating babies, okay? So we want another one here. Whoops, not that. There we go. So we want to get a child where bold is true. So the frame that we're expecting is not this. What is this going to look like? Okay, easy. Then the frame should be written out as test, bold, true. But we don't want true, but we want the test to pass first. Oh, you're a little bit too indented there, are you? Okay. All right, bool and what? Oh, right. Sorry, that's bool. Bool. It's a ghosty bool. There we go. That's better. Brains. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So we're going to grab the child and change this to false. All right. So we're going to chuck the query in here. Elements by tag test first. We're going to get the element and we're going to get the attributes and we're going to mutate these now. So attributes dot set bold to false. No, because we still have the old stuff, so we have to call query. All right, and that has to be muta bubbles. I wish, buddy. Hey, there we go. I wish. Okay, so we can do that. Now we can start swapping this in for the other thing that we actually want, which is going to change this to go from here to here. So by tag, we should be able to call by attributes A and B. Yeah. So then we're going to add that here as well. A is B. Can't really have that in there, can I? But I can use single quotes. See, we can learn from the world of Python. What are you on about? Okay, now this doesn't work. That's the goal now, to get this to work. So let's go to query 2, where this is being written. I'm going to replace query with query 2. How exciting is that? So we have our elements, and we can call by tag. Python is irredeemable. You love Python, and Python loves you. You love Python, and Python loves you. Okay, so by tag, by attribute, what do we call this in the first query? It's called by attribute, so we're gonna be consistent. So then we're gonna have attribute. You know what? Why don't we just copy that from query 1, because there's a lot going on there. Key value into okay. Should we try again? It won't let me. All right. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Are you streaming tonight, Cat Peasant? Okay, we're gonna do an add position as well, but let's get this going. Pub quizzing. You socializing. You might have touched grass today. Okay, so this filter needs to have a similar set of functions on it. But here we're gonna chain. We're gonna create a filter chain here. Very well. Yeah. Did this make sense to everyone? What we're doing here? I mean, I assume makes some kind of freaking sense. All right, we're not returning a kind here. We're returning a filter chain. And what does this look like? No lifetimes. Good. All right. No, we can't do this, can we? Years of practice, Privan. Years of practice. We can do this. Yes. So we should be able to call by tag on this thing. Tess is not here. You must ask someone else. Okay, so in that case, we should be able to copy. Actually, all of this. And replace all of this. Yes, yes. Okay, so we can now call by tag, by attributes, and let's see how do we get to actually run the action then, right? We gotta put that in there as well. So we need a new set of elements from query 2. Different elements, is it? Okay, I guess it's time. Where's the query? I'm looking at the wrong code again. There it is. All right. So let's go back to our test. So we are now supposed to be able to call this part. By tag, by attribute. Wait, why is that not working? That should be working. So this isn't returning kind now. This is going to return impl filter. Anonymous lifetime. No? Oh no, that just has one. Can we get away with this? TGP stream, thank you so much for the sub. How you doing? Thank you so much. How you doing? By attributes not found on filter? But it is found on filter. I just moved things around a little bit. Nothing too exciting. I don't know how to say anything to that, Privan. Knock yourself out, maybe? Okay, so that returns impl filter. No, these are filter chains. Okay, what's wrong with this then? So by tag will return import filter, and filter has a by attribute. No, it returns a filter chain, but filter chain should move. We have to do, but filter chain implements filter. Damn. Right. No joy, McCoy. Okay. I was hoping that this was going to be quick, so we could just sprinkle value without having to do a lot of hard grind. But maybe I just have to read through the types then. Actually, I know why Rust can look confusing. And it's not just because of this sign, but there is a lot going on here. But these things aren't really relevant to us. There we go. So we implement filter for kind. Yeah, why isn't this working then, right? We have an import filter. We have a filter chain. Okay. No, we don't. We just have an import. But if we call another one on there, we should be able to call by attribute on that. So this part should compile. Oh, private trait you are. Okay, well, we'll make you not so private then. We're not going to export it, but we want to be able to use it. Okay, this is good. We don't care about this thing. We care about the this thing working. Is there a typo? What am I doing wrong? By attributes. Okay. Okay, so if we bring the trait in, we can do all this stuff, but we don't want that. That's a little bit nah, right? So instead we're gonna return a kind here. And the same thing here. Okay, that's better. So then now we should get another issue here. No method by attribute on the kind. Great. Okay. So then we're going to add this to the kind. So we don't have to include the dastardly trait though, right? So let's import kind. That's a concern. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Okay, then we have to take away these functions. And move them into here. So this should return that. So we're going to have to make similar functions. And that's it. So this is going to be a kind. Gonna have the same lifetime there. Don't need the lifetime there then. Okay, we are getting closer. Which one of these is the unclosed malarkey? Oh yeah, there we go. No, that's definitely not what I want to do. There we go. Okay, so now we just have to add this to the filter chain as well, right? And then we should be good. We just gotta make this public. I'm syncing again, aren't I? We're just going to add these to the filter chain. That cable is doing my head in. Now, what do you want? Okay, then we just use a rubbish lifetime here. That you should be okay with that. Oh, private? Is kind private? It kind of is. Oh, my hairy uncle. What else do you want? Oh, the filter chain is probably private too. Right. So we're going from having to call query by tag first to just be able to call element by tag by attribute. So we can ditch the filter part here and just say elements by tag by attribute, and that should work, and it does. Okay, now we just need to get the last part of the puzzle in here, and it's this one. So by calling either first or it's either copy and pasting the code around a little bit, like we're doing here, at our expense, or rather, we're creating functions with the same name, but they return different types. It's either this or forcing the end user to import the trait. And I think I'd rather not then, right? As a matter of fact, do we even need the trait after this? All right. We'll worry about that. I don't think we do. Well, yes, we do. We do need a filter. Okay, and then we can have the first and what have you, right? So we end up with a The query? Do we even use the query? No. No, we do not. Okay, last piece of the puzzle. And it's the query run. That has a whole lot of lifetimes. Okay, we're gonna need some lifetimes. But that's okay. I forgive you. So another thing that we need to make sure that we can do is this twice. And we can. And we're going to keep that going. So now we have to get the query run part in here. So we've got the filter, we've got the function, the continuous, and what have you, right? So we're going to generate this thing. And we can go and look at the old query for this, but it's just going to be the first and the each that we need to copy into query run. There you are. So let's implement query run. Impl query run. I am aware that we're skipping lifetimes. Let's see what we need here. So we're gonna do a query run apply visitor. Oh, you lock. Yeah, this doesn't work unless we propagate all these values to the query run. I need a drink. Okay. Drinky poo. More iced tea. Okay, so how do we get this thing to run? This means that either the kind or... Okay. All right, this is getting a bit noisy, so we're gonna leave some bookmarks here. Elements. Kind, query kind. Filter, query run. All right, here's the filter chain. And I think the filter chain should probably be part of the filter. So we move this up to here. There we go. So now it's a little bit easier to organize the information in my brain, and that's what matters to me. All right, getting close to where we need to go. Now we have to have a way of generating this thing, which means that when we call by tag, we also need to output some of these other things, right? So this tag thing doesn't quite work. What we could do is we can use a filter chain for this, where we use a unit. Hello, Johnny. For this thing. Dawson, that sounds super boring, but I'm happy for you. How you doing? Okay, so filter is what that's the trait. Yeah, we need to be able to generate the output of this thing. So a query kind is not enough. No tap water. Well, yeah, go somewhere else. This is when it's good to be a member of a gym, though. Very boring, I imagine. Okay, so we're at the finish line here. We just need to get the values from here into here. So this doesn't really make sense. Can we express a different type that is just a query? Query. You don't have to tell me, man. History was never interesting to me. I know enough history to know some Damastery, but that's about it, right? So here we're gonna store the kind, and we're just gonna give this thing a nonsensical lifetime because we don't really have anything to say for this thing. But then we need to store the other stuff, right? Like the tree and the blueprint stuff on here. So that's gonna be these things. Unless we just mutate elements. No. Let's not do that. Okay, so now on the query we store the kind, and the information we have on kind has to be moved to the query itself, which gives us this filter chain thing. So this part kind of goes away. So now we're operating on the query instead. That means that the filter chain returns, and that can't be a query though. Damn. No, this doesn't work. I forgot that I have a glass, don't I? There's a tea bag in there. This doesn't work. I think maybe we have to do this on the query itself. No, not on the query. On the elements themselves. So we have a filter here. So this will be... Okay, maybe we can do it like this, where the filter is a unit when we start. So this takes... Oh, but if we take ownership of self, we can't do that either. Well, hot damn, right? I guess we could just return self at the end, but that seems a bit dumb. Oh, are we gonna end up with that query thing after all then? Yeah. All right. But hang on. We can do this for the filter. Where the filter is here. And this is no longer in use. What did I bungle now? What did I break? Okay. Well, we're taking ownership of cells. There's no need for another lifetime here. Okay, I think maybe this can be done. We just have to generate the query. Okay. So instead of having a kind here, we do a query here. That cable has to die. It doesn't, but you know. So it's the filter that we manipulate when we do this. So we get the query and then we keep mutating the query instead. So this kind of makes sense now. Okay. Query needs to have the tree and the blueprint. And a kind here. The queries, so you can perform queries on the widget tree, like say, give me all widgets with this tag, with these attributes at this position, and then perform an action over these things, right? So you literally query the tree. Okay, then we just have to grab this stuff. And that will be self the nodes. I guess we can attach the A lifetime to that one and not worry about it. Whoops. That's supposed to say attributes. Right. You biscuit. Really? No. Before this, we had, you can only make one query. You can say, give me all elements by this tag and do this operation. But now we're making it chainable. So you can say, give me all elements by this tag and with these attributes and with these attributes and with these attributes. You can keep chaining the queries. Okay, the filter chain thing can push off. We don't care about that one. Let's have a look at this thing though, right? Yeah, we're borrowing south though. What's the... No. We're not borrowing. Yes, we are borrowing south. No, then I'm a little bit uncertain here. Lifetime A is required, but that's for the wrong thing. Wait, we don't own anything on these things. What are you complaining about? There is no... These are all borrowed for lifetime of tree, and tree. With the lifetime of the blueprint. What? This is not wrong, okay? This is right. The compiler is wrong and I'm right. Don't you hate it when that happens? All right, we're not ready for the query implementation just right now. Thank you. I'm trying to deal with this thing now. Compiler is wrong. That's the tag that we just called A. Right. Good grief. You are doing my head in. All right, cool. Okay, lifetime tree here. This has nothing to do with anything. We're not. I mean, I guess we could stick a lifetime on that. That's not really a problem. Yeah, we have to make sure the south is borrowed for the duration of something, but I don't love it. Can we get away by just putting the tag on there? No, we have to put the tree on there. All right. This is where lifetimes in Rust are complicated. Not because... It's not that they are complicated alone in isolation. They're complicated in unison with other lifetimes. Okay, so we can do this part then. So let's just start with a tag, because all the other ones will sort of follow suit. It won't be a problem there, I'd imagine. Yeah, we've done a game doll, but we can do more if you want. Someone redeems a game doll, we'll do a game doll. Okay, so if the query calls by tag, then we have to play the unlimited one. This looks like an adventure game from the 90s. It's not King's Quest. No. What? A one-time clue? No, I don't want no one-time clue. What is this? I mean, this is a little bit too good of a clue, right? Secret Hand something, but I don't know this game. Nancy Drew, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I have no idea what this game is. That supposed to be Nancy Drew? Nancy Drew looks a bit Nancy androgynous Drew. Oh, I see. That's Nancy. That's just rando. I have no idea. I never played any of the Nancy Drew games. Did you know this one? Did you play this, Cat Peasant? Secret of the Scarlet Hand. So it was secret, but this word wasn't secret. This was Scarlet. Nancy Drew and using high heels in the jungle. The failed adventure. I see. Who was playing it? Was it either Rig or Tom? Oh man, I haven't watched much Twitch streaming, so I don't watch a lot of software and game dev. Thank you, by the way, for the Gigantify, Cat Peasant. I don't watch a lot of a lot of software and game dev because I'm usually too tired after streaming. But I have also not watched a lot of retro game, which used to be what I was watching a lot, right? Oh, the Spider Cookie. Okay. I have not seen her play Nancy Drew. I saw her play some games with Golem. What's his name? You probably know who I mean, right? But I haven't seen him streaming forever. Plush Golem? No. What's his name? You probably know who I mean. I've not seen him stream. Stealthy. There you go. Stealthy Golem, right? Not Plush Golem. Okay. So now we need to be able to chain by tag again. Although that is admittedly a pretty useless thing to be able to call. But it isn't, because we could start with attributes and then go to tags. So there is that. I think we watched a lot of the same stuff, Cat Peasant, in that space. So here we can continue the ownership saga, couldn't we? And then we end up with a filter chain. But that just means that then we need to make a new query here. And that's a little bit annoying. Every day, man. Every day I watch Togglebit. Because if you don't watch Togglebit every day, your life is not as rich as it could be. I got nothing. All right, so let's put a chain here instead. Where the A is self.filter. And B is this tag malarkey. I have never watched my own VODs. I've tried to dig out some info from one now and then, but it's not like because I can't stand the sound of my own voice or anything like that. You get over that very quickly. But I haven't seen... I see you get over that, right? You start to observe yourself as if you are someone else, right? I don't think I've been able to laugh at myself as much as I have when I became a streamer either. And but yeah, you kind of get over a lot of this stuff, and that's just gonna be a query now. So we have to copy all this. Okay, so what's the? What we're gonna put there. I think for that you just need to change your microphone. And it's funny, if you speak more than one language and you listen to yourself speaking two different languages, You might find that your voice is very different
in another language.
My wife laughed at me the first time she heard me speak another language than English. Wow, your voice sounds so different. You wife. I did not say that because, you know, she's still here. My essay, I honestly, having watched your stream, there was no part of me that thought, oh my God, this guy's speech. I can't stop thinking about it. Jeepers, preepers. And then I invented the word preepers just to put emphasis on it, right? So I've never really thought about that, right? Hello, Excel. What's happening? Oh man, boss moments happening. Well, that is the question though, Self-Fight. I used to be able to somewhat, if the other person was very inebriated, make myself understood in Spanish. Now, the question is, we don't need that word clause. Question is what we're gonna put as the F, right? This should be a query, no, a filter chain with self and import filter. That's pretty intense of a type. All right, hope you win, mate. Enjoy. Oh yeah, no, where's the A coming from? Jeepers, beepers again, right? Get rid of the A. Not self. Self. F. F. Wait, what lifetime are you capturizing now? Some kind of rubbish lifetime. Oh, it's the... Oh, damn it. Yeah, but how do we express that then, right? Opaque type defined. Hidden type kind A. Captures lifetime A is defined here. Okay, so we have to say that this thing is then kind. We can't just go for straight up import filter. Alright. Alright, still works. Okay, so we continue down the tag train here. And now we're going to get to the point where we execute this thing. So we're going to implement filter for this thing. I think. Or not. All right, let's just do a function here for first. All right, so here, this is where we need to chuck the this part. No. Okay. So what do we have to do next? And what can we delete of these? So we have this thing, the node visitor for the query runner. Do we bother creating the query runner or should we just not? As in, should we just put this on self? Okay, let's try this. Let's see, because I want to reduce the number of types if I can, right? Although this is making this a little bit chunky, but you know, so be it, right? So this needs something that takes... No, we kind of need the query run, don't we? Because the query run's gonna hold the function. We can't pass in self and get these values from self. We'd have to deconstruct this into like a smaller type. And if we're gonna do that, there's no real... It doesn't make any sense, right? We need to take this out, drop everything else, and then just run the runner, right? Yeah, why aren't you doing it in Rust, Temporis? I mean, honestly. To keep you on your toes. Okay, so we make the query run here, and we apply the visitor on the runner. What is the arg in this case? There is no arg here. Arg is query arg? Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Thanks, but no thanks. We don't need that. Well, this is the filter. Not sure where we had some phantom data there, but okay. What's Muse? I didn't choose Rust because I couldn't be able to figure out the seamless bindings to the Stream VR API. Ah, right. Ah, gotcha. And you didn't want to spend 6 months building that? I understand. How sensible of you. Oh, Muse. Yeah, that was C++. Hello, Wiry. Okay, this one is a little bit difficult. Not really, Wiry. We're finishing up the last thing. So the next big step is to open this up to the public, but we're gonna have a release before that. Once we've done the jam, we'll know about the mistakes that I've made. So really, the long and short of it is this. Document the API. Fix any bugs if they crop up. Update the documentation, the guide, and then publish, right? That's it. Jump and do groceries? Man, pretty boss. Pretty boss if you can do that. Okay, so this apply visitor wants nodes and values and the visitor. Wait, what? Yeah, that's the widget, you muppet. All right. No, the biggest thing we worked on was to have the associated functions so you can make third-party components that calls back to your components. So I can build a component that someone else can use, right? And I want to, so we started using some terminology that was close to HTML. Like we have a document, we have query, we have attributes and blah, 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 right? But I do not want people to start building too much of a mental model around things like React components and these components, because these components should be reusable, whereas React components, well, are they reusable or no? I don't know. Maybe they are, but you know. No, the goal is to actually build something out of this curve, so I want to figure that out. When is Redux coming out? Well, there are some ways to handle state. We don't need to make it slow. So unlike the terrible world of state management in React, where they just keep inventing new ways to do something over and over again, we've kind of opted for somewhere in between, right? We don't want people to build stupid message stores because that's degrading performance, right? SDL? What? I don't know, Byron. I mean, they should be reusable, but I didn't see a lot of that. There's so much incompatibility. But that's also something that we have to deal with. We're definitely doing that, Wire. That should be coming up next month. But I need to plan some things out. Okay. Apply visitor. Yeah, we should develop something that makes it difficult to break things like that, right? But it's too easy to build things wrong. So we have to do what we can to make sure that there are some policies, and more specifically, we need a means to kind of register third-party components where we try to make this as leaning on the type system as much as possible, right? That's what we want. Hello, Ethel. Okay, so are we good? Is this fine now? Can we call by tag and then each? And then the first thing should look very much the same. All right, so we have a function here called query. And we're going to do this in there. So each is going to call self.query. I can hear my child running. And we're going to pass in true there, and we're going to pass in false here, right? And then continuous is what we take here, right? Like so. There we go, right? Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to make that part of the jam, right? I'm trying not to talk about that too much, Caleb, because I have some ideas. Other people have already had similar ideas. I don't want to start something inside the confines of Anathema before the base is done. But in theory, it should be possible to take this quite a lot further. But I don't want to dive into that. But you are absolutely right. You have custom backends. it's not even scope creep. It's like it's kind of converting the whole world of anathema upside down, right? It's flipping on its head a little bit. All right, so let's go to our attribute test, and we should be able to call by tag by tag. And then kick in the pants. Australian anathema. Dave Athema. That you should be able to do, right? It should even be possible to convert AML into HTML, and it should be possible to use HTML instead of AML. But to do any of these things, you need to do some work with the language that is there, right? So you need to translate. If you want HTML inside anathema, you have to convert HTML into anathema. I guess we could have an I. If we could have had an IR, you could have done that. It would probably be quite gross, though, right? And vice versa, you could just translate an AML into HTML if you wanted to. But those aren't interesting, though, right? Those aren't interesting to me. So when we... Okay, so the first one should work, yes? No, we can't even call this thing by tag, and then what's going on here? Why can't we call this thing then? Elements does not live long enough. Okay, so where does the elements come from? Oh, right. So we need the tree and the blueprints in there. So that's different. Except that we don't have any lifetimes on there. We have the blueprints. Oh, damn it. That's a bit unfortunate. What does the elements need in terms of... We need tree. I don't think we have tree as a... No, we don't. It has nothing to do with the state, does it? Okay, let's just look at this thing here. Elements declared here is type elements 1. Borrowed value does not live long enough. Argument requires the elements is borrowed for 1. Oh, is it because we're passing in a... No, it's not that, okay. That's about 2016. It's this basket. Oh, man. And we can't use a static lifetime here. So we create the elements here. They have an anonymous lifetime. Still? Okay. Argument requires that element is borrowed for 1. Which argument is that? How is element getting borrowed then? How is elements getting borrowed? So we have 2 lifetimes on there. This thing can be anonymous. Why? Why do we need an explicit lifetime there? Alright, but that's not the problem. This has me stumped. But it's not, right? So we get the query here. And we're definitely dropping the query as well. This is not gonna... This isn't the solution. It's just expressing this. Yeah, so element... The first value here is tree. But why is it saying that that is borrowed for tree then? This should not borrow elements for anything. Okay, you know what? We're just going to look at the original query then. We have all the different... So this is creating a query. So widgets here... Widgets is self? So we're borrowing self here? That seems pretty bananas, but okay. That has to be the tag that we're operating on. Those are the widgets, the elements that we're using. We could have just done that. Why didn't I do that? That would have been a lot cleaner. Let's do that. Then we don't have to deconstruct the whole thing. So we're just going to borrow this thing for the duration of self then. So let's get rid of this. And then on the query, we're going to put an anonymous lifetime. And then we're just going to say filter and elements, which is self. So let's just change the query to have elements. And that's going to be L. Get rid of that and that. And then we have the tree and the blueprint. Okay. Right. Which is why when we create a query run, that's going to be self.elements.attributes, which is borrowed there. Okay, so we need elements in here as well. Another lifetime, another day, another lifetime. And then that's going to be elements.nodes and elements.widgets. Yeah, okay, can't drop that. That's a private type, can't do that. Okay. There we go. Weird, I know, but it is what it is. Cat piss. All right, so then we should be able to query this by tag, if we can. That means that we're almost there then, right? Can we just get the first to run then? So can we do by tag, This should be picking up the same one over and over again. And then we do first. Or was it each? Actually, we have both, right? Each and first. So let's do first. So we're going to grab this code here, which is the one that should fix everything for us. Although that... Oh, hang on. It is working. It is working, right? We changed from true to false. Check it. Take it out. It's going to be true. But we want it to go to false. Okay, so then we just have to include the other value in here, which is the A value, which is just a string. Like so. Whoops. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Where's this X business? Okay, then since we can do all the chaining from this thing, then we're just gonna get this thing in. And I don't think this is done yet. No, it isn't. Okay, let's do by attributes. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Okay, then we can make a private function called by that looks exactly like this guy, except that it has by filter. Smells a bit like fire, baby, making me concerned. Hey, we're not ready for you yet. A. Okay, so by tag becomes after by filter. Go back to the test. Get that out. Okay, all tickety-boo. Key value into. Okay. That did not work. I bungled. I have bungled. What have I bungled? First. Ah. All right, if we change this to A, this should fail. Yeah, that's working. We are pretty much there. So this thing is now changing to elements dot by tag, and now we can query this by attribute as well. So we can get rid of all this. And we can change the order of these things, and that should also work, but we haven't added that one yet. And then we have the at position as well. That's the last one. Then we fix this thing too. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. What? Oh yeah, we have to return the same thing as this guy. You know what I miss in Vim? I miss something for paste from here to the end. Alright? A keyboard shortcut or motion to paste from here all right into the end. I mean, yeah, of course you can do the visual selection and blah, 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 right? But, I don't know, it would have been pretty good. Everyone's working now. It's working. And then here, we're going to change this to each now. Yeah, so if I want to replace the remaining text to there, then I have to do a visual selection to the end. There's no way of... Maybe we can do... What if we did like... No. Nope. Yeah, but I don't want to make a key map for it. There's no reason for me to have like a keyboard shortcut for that. I just wish there was a thing to just go paste all the way to the end. But maybe that's just me who writes code like that, right? Like a lunatic. Okay, I think we're good then. So we just need to add the last one, which is by position, at position. And now the question is, what do we call that? So we go back to query at position. Okay. There we go. Probably not, O'Neill. Yeah, so there's I wish it was like, because you can paste above and below. Well, that doesn't happen. It was the same row, right? Below or above, but there is no paste to the end. Paste and overwrite. It's not a biggie, right? It's just one of those things that I sometimes wish I had. All right, so we're gonna have an at position as well. Beauty. Damn. Okay. We have to have the lifetime specifier even if we're not using it. All right. Okay. Next thing. Next thing is just to do what? Are we done? So I should be able to ask for a widget at a given position then. That means we're releasing this tonight. There's no at position. But there is. Oh. Ah. Wait, not ah. Is there a typo in there? What are you griping about? This is correct. What do you want from me? Oh, right. Ooh, not right. I didn't find the widget. Is it because we haven't done the layout yet? Or the positioning? Eval, floating. We do layout. We don't do positioning. Okay. So we have to position widgets as well. Okay, let's go to the runtime. Not that we have to do this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Layout, position, and paint. So this is gonna be layout widgets. So we're gonna do position widgets. So this looks very same-sees, doesn't it? I don't think we need to care about the... Wait, this is doing a tree for each layout widget. Oh, right, yeah, okay. So it's inside here, we should call position then. I guess we position these guys too. We're gonna need that eventually. But I got a feeling that I just broke a lot of things. Yes, I did. Okay, so we need to have position and we need to have this guy. Okay, we're not done yet. Attributes. Okay, yeah, so we need to pass in self dot attribute storage. There and there. What else do we need to fix? Ooh, nothing. Ooh, test run 294. All right, we don't have position then. Okay. About. Okay, but that's all right. That's what we're going to do next time. So we're done. I'm going to go and polish a food. That's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to go and deal. I'm going to go need some food. And we're done. So I'm probably going to release this tonight if I'm not too tired. And yeah, we can start planning for... no, I need to document things for London. All right, anyway, let's see who's on. Cakes, last time I saw. Christoph. No, Space Time. There we go. Yeah, Boppy is bopping. All right. Short stream tonight. I'll be back. We'll deal. You guys have been great. Thank you for all the big emotes and all the stuff and subs and what have you. You're wonderful. And take care. I'll see you guys for my next stream. Bye for now.